during his 2 terms in office, we're going to let you know what historians believe were accomplished. What were the major things accomplished by Washington's 8 years in office, or his administration? What did he get done? What did the first president of the United States get done? Anybody want to take a guess? I mean, we've been lecturing on this. 4 things that were really, you think were good things that happened when he took office.
He made one unified government.
Okay, that's very good, Aisha, but that's 2. We want to be a little bit more specific. So he did, but how did he do that? What's one thing he did to make a more unified government?
He made the colonial Congress into just one Congress for the entire...
Okay, well the electors did that. You're close though, you're getting there. Once we got that organized, what's one good thing they did that needed to be done? And it had to do with establishing this new government. What'd they do? What'd they fix? First, give me one thing they fixed. One problem we had they fixed.
Then they found a way to participate.
Very good. That's the first one. The administration set the nation on solid foundations financially. Very good, dear. Okay? That's one thing historians say that Washington's administration completed positively, is they helped set the new nation on solid foundations financially. What else did they do? What else problem did we have that they fixed? If anybody doesn't, if you guys don't tell me this, I'm going to bring the police officers in here to arrest you.
Go ahead.
So what's that called though? What was the problem we fixed by setting Jude? Very good, okay? The administration developed a judicial system within the United States of America. A judicial system. The administration had developed a federal government with a judicial system. What else goes along with that judicial system that we passed that was the laws of the country? The United States Constitution. So, number 1, the administration helped set the new nation on solid foundations financially. Number 2, the administration had developed a federal government with a judicial system and a constitution. Developed a federal government with a judicial system and a constitution. What did he do? What else did he do that we just talked about today that was pretty important? Close.
Problems.
No? We're not talking about problems. What did he avoid that we couldn't have?
War.
He avoided war with Great Britain when war could least be afforded. So the third thing is the Washington administration avoided war with Great Britain when war could least be afforded. He avoided war. Not only did he avoid war, number 3, with Great Britain, he also got us something with Spain. What did he get us, number 4? The right of deposit. He had earned the United States the right of deposit, the right to navigate the mouth of the Mississippi River. So the 4 most important things according to historians that were accomplished during the Washington administration. Number 1, the administration helped set the new nation on solid foundations financially. Number 2, the administration had developed a federal government with a judicial system and constitution. Number 3, the administration had avoided war with Great Britain when war could least be afforded. And number 4, they received the right of deposit, or the right to navigate the mouth of the Mississippi River. Those are the 4 big things that were done during the Washington presidency. Now we'll tell you a couple of things before we get to his farewell address. He leaves the presidency and he's got 2 major concerns for the United States. 2 things were really bothering him when he left office. Really, during his 8 years, 2 things that just kind of ate him up. Anybody want to guess kind of something that he had to deal with all the time? And it had to do with North and South. Who was always arguing back and forth? But who are the spokespeople? Okay, he was very troubled by the continued bitter arguments between Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton. Okay, he was concerned about the sharp, bitter arguments between Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson, because they led a group of people, right? Hamilton led Northerners, Jefferson led Southerners. They were always in bitter disputes and arguments, and that just really bothered Washington. What was he seeing happening in the United States of America? Division. Yeah, division, and he did not like that. So the first major concern that Washington left the presidency with, he was very concerned about the sharp, bitter arguments between Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson. What else might he be concerned about, considering we've had to make deal after deal with different countries? The second thing he was really concerned about was our relationship with foreign countries. We have a good relationship with Great Britain? Did we have a good relationship with Great Britain when he left office?
Yeah.
Only because we gave away the store, right? So that relationship's based on give, right? Did we have a good relationship with Spain? Probably better, but it's because we received something. How is our relationship with France? Not very good, since we crapped on him, so to speak, on the Treaty of 1778. So he's very concerned about our relationships with foreign countries. We don't have any real solid allies. We got people that aren't doing this to us because we gave them this, or we're not doing this to somebody because they gave us that. We're not very well liked at all by France now, right? So our relationship with foreign countries was terrible, and that really, really concerned him. Now, this is kind of interesting. When he gave his farewell address to Congress, he urged the American people to avoid these two things. Avoid these two things. I always tell you kids, they pay me way more money than I'm worth to give you advice, and whose decision is whether you take my advice or not? Yours. You got to decide. I get paid the same whether you take my advice or not. It's like paying a lawyer and then not listening to what the lawyer says, right? Okay? Well, Washington is trying to give the American people some advice. He's urging them to avoid these two things. Now you tell me if you think they do, even in today's world. Did we listen to Washington? The first thing he said, and this makes a lot of sense, he said avoid any permanent alliances with any foreign countries. Avoid any permanent alliances with any foreign countries. What's he talking about mainly? What permanent alliance did we sign that we couldn't live up to? France, Treaty of 1778. He says don't sign these permanent alliances that you will do this forever because times change. And he found that out, didn't he, in this last scenario? You know, we really had to kind of, like I said, kind of crap on France because it was the only thing we could do in our best interest. Kind of like that play today. Why'd they kill Julius Caesar? They liked the guy, but it was best for Rome. See? So they killed the guy because it was best for Rome. Well, we crapped on France because it was best for the United States. And he felt bad about that. We should have never signed a permanent alliance. And from this point on, guys, let's not do that. Okay? That isn't going to happen, but he said that. Now the next one is comical. What's coming up in 1800? No, every 4 years, an election. Now, have we had political parties up to this point? No, we just voted first and second. Well, he could see this coming. Why could he see political parties coming? Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson. So the second thing he says is avoid any formation of political parties. Because if you get political parties, you're going to have partisanship. You're going to have division, like we do in 2018. Could we be any more divided in politics right now between Democrats and Republicans? No! Washington said way back in 1796, don't do this. Because all you're going to do is divide the country. Because what he could see was Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson. He could read the writing on the wall. He knew that any political parties would be established by geography of the United States. If you lived here, you'd be the member of one political party. If you lived here, you'd be the member of the other political party. And he knew that these parties would be based on the viewpoints of Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson. He could see it coming. And it's going to happen because this next election we're going to have what resembles political parties, which Washington said, not to do, because it'll divide the country. I just crack up because in 2018, we couldn't be any more divided politically. You're almost a Republican or a Democrat, and if you're in the middle, you're riding the fence. Am I right? My goodness, I've never seen such party division since I've been teaching 40 years. Well, anyway, again, Washington says to avoid any permanent alliances with foreign countries and avoid any formation of political parties. 2 reasons why he didn't want to see political parties. He knew they'd be based on geography in the United States, and he knew it'd be based on the beliefs of Alexander Hamilton versus Thomas Jefferson. And he is going to be proven to be correct. Okay? All right, that's where we're at, kiddos. Tomorrow we will have a review, and we will have a test on Wednesday. So that's where we'll meet. We'll be in the Commons on Wednesday.